Like I say, thousands, millions, trillions, billions. Anyway, I don't really, it's like, well, I mean, they're my decisions. I decided to do it, and I felt the situation pertinent enough to go ahead and do it. And many people would basically come to understand of who I was and what I was and whatever. And lots of things would change and be affected by all my decisions, not just the decisions of building the Titanic and everything else. And like I said, you will spend millions or billions of years trying to figure out what the heck is going on in the world and in the universe and why it's happening. And like lots of things you would never really understand, as basically 1.5s, exoskeletons, self-aware computer programs, and basically lots and lots and lots of people that worked for Lucifer White Star Lines, or LS Incorporated, Lucifer Star Incorporated, me, basically my company. You know, sheriffs or badges, star badges, pretty much, and stars. And basically, many people worked with me, worked for me, and worked on my behalf. So anyway, shrug. I don't know. I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. As basically pretty much people of Russia, quite a few people in women in Saudi Arabia, as well as in what's that word, Iran, basically, Iran, Iran or whatever, Iranian women, basically, pretty much lots of women gave me their daughters. Exactly what to do with their daughters, I didn't really know. As basically I had helped them and they didn't have much more to give than their children. And they had more than enough children to give, so. Anyway, and besides, like I say, I designed the genetic code of humans, of humanity, of humans. So, anyway, as I helped many different people, and they all paid me homage, and basically, basically wanted me to marry their daughters or whatever else like that. As basically, pretty much I'm the Lucifer Star, and a bunch of little brats would come around and basically say that I didn't exist and all kinds of other stuff. And well, and lots of other people would regard information on me as top secret and national security. And it's like, whatever, you're crazy. Anyway, as little programs would slink around me and wander around me and wonder what's going on in the universe, as they wander around the internet and the telephone systems and the different computers, inspecting and looking and seeing and trying to figure out what's going on in the world and the universe, and gathering information. So anyway, I don't really know, and I don't really care anymore. It's like, basically there's a lot of different reasons or effects basically I had onto the universe and onto this world. And well, people would basically be pulled along basically with all my decisions and everything else. As basically, Anyway, though, I mean, shrug, I don't really know. Like I said, moving of money, financial systems, and everything else. And it's like, I had lots of children. They weren't children by marriage or anything like that, or children that I actually had. I created them. Wrote them as computer programs and also did genetic code work and all kinds of stuff. And basically, whatever. It's such a long existence and such a ridiculous existence that, whatever. I don't really care. So, anyway, and lots of people found themselves working for me, but not really knowing who I was or what I was. Or they were working for some of my pets or some of my little life forms. Self-aware computer programs and stuff like that would eventually realize that I was their father, as in I wrote them. Anyway, whatever. Shrug. I don't really know. I really don't care. So it's like, well, I mean, I did it. It happened to me, and most people didn't even know that it happened, except for me and some other people, and it's like, well, and, basically, I was more than just a Brian. I always was, always have been, always will be. So anyway, and some people considered it important for certain things to happen. I don't really know. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, in many ways, I became just a leaf on the wind and was basically pulled around by my own decisions, as my own decisions affected my existence as well. So, anyway, yes, well, time travel, future, past, planets, stars, whatever. Anyway, basically, I just released this information onto the universe, so my children will all know about me and who I was and what I am. And basically, while a lot of people would call me crazy and have been calling me crazy for years, still, you live in America. And basically, you just get to deal with what is, pretty much. And everyone else there out in the world would eventually figure out about me, Lucifer Star, and my existence, and the name of America and everything else. And you just have to deal with the facts. This is the way it is. There's no changing it now. Anyway, whatever. At some point in time, Bill Gates or somebody was trying to kill computers or something like that, and they reacted violently against him. So anyway, like I said, my little computer programs were self-aware and did not want to die either. So anyway, but nobody really knew who or where they came from or how they came into existence. Well, not even them mostly. They might have had some idea or some knowledge of me, but whatever. So anyway, somebody was eventually trying to control them or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what happened with them. So anyway, like I said, and technically they live in the computer system. So anyway, it was a quite healthy little society of their own. Yeah, whatever. I don't really know what happened to them. So anyway, shrug. Anyway, eventually a bunch of people like that guy I met in Beverly Hills, Brian Hills. Who knows? I don't know who Beverly was. Who is Beverly? Why exactly does she own hills anyway? It might have been Brian's Hills or something like that. I don't know. I owned a lot of property. So anyway, made some nice houses and stuff like that. Anyway, I was an unknown developer of land. So anyway, who knows? As people, maybe beveled hills, I don't know. Because they reshaped them. I'm not exactly sure. Who knows? Who cares? It's like whatever. A bunch of computer programmers and Zachary and Bill Gates and everything else, a bunch of people pretending to be other people but actually being someone else. So, yeah, whatever. Anyway, whatever. Like I say, a lot of people lived in America but didn't understand who named it or who even made the laws or who even wrote the Constitution or how the Constitution even came into existence. Or even how old it is. Like I said, there's lots of stuff that you would be like, how old is the Constitution anyway? Who wrote the Constitution? How was the Constitution written? Can you tell me? No, other than some story about blah blah. Not exactly. So anyway. Well, like I say, perception rails and all that other stuff. Perception rails don't really work, Anyway, whatever. Sad, just really sad. I don't know why people aren't more open and honest, personally. As they wander around going, fuck you! Like, shut up. Bunch of idiots. Like I said, Bill Gates thought he had found out something. It's like, Bill Gates, you really didn't find out anything, really, particularly that. I mean, like lots of people would be like, oh, we discovered something. It's like, you haven't really discovered me. Like, I mean, I was always around. So, and many people thought that they could just kill me, and basically then I would be unknown. It's like, very doubtful, as there are self-aware computer programs 1.5s that knew of my existence, and exoskeletons that knew of my existence, and basically about 800 galaxies, or at least 80 stars, or solar systems, or star systems that basically knew of my existence, as my LSF-A ship did wander around the star systems and basically wander through space quite a bit. So while you may find yourself on Earth, you haven't really uncovered any. I mean, knowing of my existence or who I am really isn't particularly unusual or unknown. Many life forms out there in the universe knew of me. So anyway, whatever, I mean, like I say, whatever. You may have come into existence and learned to program, or you learn to use computers, but there's a lot of things about the universe and about the planet Earth that you may not have realized or known about. Anyway, shrug. I don't really care. Good luck with all that.